Hello guys, welcome back again to another tutorial. My name is Dorothy. In today's video, I'll be sharing with us how I cut and sew this beautiful crop top with a V-shaped trumpet sleeve. This particular style keep popping up on my Pinterest homepage and I'm like, why not? So if this is something you are interested in, watch this video to the very end so you don't miss out on any details. Now let's get started with the video. So guys, I'll be using this beautiful Ankara print for this tutorial. The amount of fabric that I'll be needing for this crop top is 1.5 yards, but if you're on a bigger size, I will advise that you do 2 yards. I'm going to take this Ankara print off camera and I'll be cutting out the portion that I'll be needing for the crop top. The measurement that I'll be needing to cut this out is my biggest body measurement. Since this is a top, the biggest body measurement here is the butt. I will simply divide my round bust measurement by 2 because I'll be cutting both the front and the back pieces together. Whatever I have, I will add few inches to it for allowance, and I will also take the length of the top. So guys, this is the piece that I cut out. I'm going to be drafting the front and the back pieces together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold this piece into 2, then I'm going to fold this again into another 2, making it 4 fold. When folding, make sure that all your edges are in place so you don't ruin the fabric when you are cutting. So take your time, arrange all the edges so everything will be equal. On this top here, I'm going to rule an horizontal line of about 1/2 inch. This line is going to serve as the shoulder line. Before we start drafting, let me explain something real quick. This place that there is opening, that is the side, and here that there is no opening at all, this is the center. So we'll be taking our measurement from the center, not from the side. On the shoulder line, I'll be marking the neckline measurement. The neck width that I am working with is 3.5 inches. I mark that. Then for the neck depth, I'm going to make use of 3.5 inches as well. Remember, both the front and the back neckline is the same thing. Everything is the same for this particular crop top. So I'm going to connect this point together using my curve ruler just like this. On the shoulder line, I'm going to mark half of my shoulder measurements. My shoulder is 15, half of my shoulder measurement is 7.5. I mark that. On this point that I mark half of my shoulder measurement, I'm going to come down by 8 inches for the armhole length measurement. To get the armhole length measurement, you simply divide your bust circumference by 6 plus 1.5 inch. Whatever you have, that is your armhole length measurement. Now I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect these 2 points together on a straight line. So this straight line is the armhole line, and I will also extend this line horizontally like this. This horizontal line is going to serve as the chest line. To slanten the shoulder, on this point I mark half of my shoulder measurement. I'm going to come down by 1/2 inch and I'll make a mark there. Now I'm going to connect a line from this point all the way to the neck width. Now I'm going to measure what I have left on my armhole line, then I'll divide it by 2 and I'll mark the midpoint. On the midpoint, I'm going to come in by 1/2 inch and I'll make a mark there. Then here on my chest line, I'm going to divide my round bust measurement by 4 and I'll mark it. My round bust measurement is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I mark 9 inches on the chest line, then I added 1 inch for sewing allowance. Now I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect these 3 points together to create the armhole curve. The length of this top that I am working with is 18 inches. Then I added 1 inch for hemming allowance, making it 19 inches. You can make yours longer or even shorter depending on what you want. So on the length here, I'm going to mark 1/4 of my bust circumference measurement. The 1/4 of my bust circumference measurement is 9 inches. I didn't use my waist measurement for this because I want the waist region to be free. If you look at the thumbnail very well, you will notice that the length of the top is very free, is not fitted. Now I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect these 2 points together like this. I'm so sorry that the chalk marking is this faint. I didn't even know that it was this faint. This is what I have the front and back piece looking like after I was done cutting. Now the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to use my bias tape to pipe the neckline. So I'll simply place my bias on the neckline like this. Then I will use my pin to hold it together. Now I'm going to pin this bias around the neckline just the way you see me doing. After I am done pinning, I'm just going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to first of all stitch the bias to the neckline. Then I'll fold up the bias like this, just the way you see me doing. I'll fold it first, then I'll fold it again the second time, then I'll make a top stitch on it. I'm going to do the same thing to the second pieces as well. Guys, this is what I have after I was done using the bias to pipe around the neckline. After I was done with that, I just joined the both shoulder and I sew it. You can see how it looks. The next thing that I'll be doing is to work on the sleeves. So I'll simply arrange the top like this, then place it on the table. Now I'm going to use my measuring tape to measure around the armhole to see what we have. So when I measure around this armhole, I had 9.5 inches. Then I went on to measure the other side of the armhole to see that we have the same thing as this one, and when I measure around it, I had the same 9.5 inches. I will be using these pieces of fabric for the sleeve and I'll be cutting the both sleeve together. So what I did is to fold the sleeve into 4. So I'll simply fold it this way, then I'll fold it again. So this is 4-fold. The length of the sleeve that I will be working on is 25 inches. You know that the sleeve is really long, so my normal sleeve length is 23, but I added 2 inches to it, making it 25 inches. On this top part of the piece, or let's say the start line, I'm going to come down by 2.5 inches and I'll make a mark there. Then I'm just going to use my free hand to create the sleeve curve like this. On this armhole cap, I'm going to come down by 8 inches for the round sleeve measurement. Then on that point that I mark, I'm going to divide my round sleeve measurement by 2 and I'll mark it. My round sleeve measurement is 12 inches. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So I marked the 6 inches. Then I added 1 inch for ease. Then another 1 inch for extra allowance. On the sleeve curve here, I'm just going to measure it around to see that we have the 9.5 inches that we are working with. And when I measure this, I have the 9.5 inches. Then I added half an inch for sewing allowance. Now I'm going to use my free hand to connect all those points together. Guys, I'm so sorry that I lost some of the clip. It was when I was editing this video that I discovered that I lost some of the clips. So I've already gone ahead to join the sleeve to the top armhole. After that, I went on to hem the length of the sleeve. So now I'm going to fold this side of the sleeve together. That is, I'm going to arrange this top properly by arranging the both side. I will take this over to the sewing machine and I'll stitch this from the sleeve all the way to the length of the top. After I am done with that, I'm going to hem the length of the top. So let me go and do this and bring it so that you see what we have. This is what I have after I was done sewing the side of the top. I started from the sleeve all the way down to the length of the top, and also I went on to hem the length of the top. So we are basically done creating this top. And again, I'm sorry for the lost clip. It was when I was editing that I discovered that this clip wasn't complete. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this video was helpful, give this video a thumbs up, and if you have any question concerning this tutorial, leave your question in the comment section and I will respond to it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe, turn on the post notification so you get notified when I drop new video. Bye, see you all in my next one.